They said no species could survive the Black Zone. Humans built cities. There for fun, Commander Zexhi's four eyes blinked in rapid succession as she stared at the sensor readings. The sleek Vorthon cruiser Stellar Mercy had been patrolling the outer rim of the Andromeda sector when they detected something impossible. A massive energy signature emanating from deep within the Black Zone. This cannot be accurate, she chittered to her navigation officer, Lieutenant Cross. Run a full diagnostic on all sensors. The Black Zone. Even thinking the name sent ripples of fear through her exoskeleton. It was a region of space where reality itself seemed to break down. A swirling maelstrom of dark matter storms, gravitational anomalies, and radiation levels that could strip the atoms from a starship's hull in minutes. The Galactic Council had declared it a forbidden sector 3 centuries ago, after 17 separate expeditions from different species had vanished without a trace. Diagnostics complete, Commander, Cross reported, his tentacles dancing nervously over his console. All systems functioning within normal parameters. The readings are genuine. Zexhi felt her breathing sacs constrict. That's impossible. Nothing can survive in there. The radiation alone would— Commander! The communications officer, Ensign Plex, interrupted with barely contained panic. I'm receiving a transmission from within the Black Zone. It's on standard galactic frequency. The bridge fell silent except for the gentle hum of life. Support systems. Zexhi's mandibles clicked together as she processed this information. Put it through. The speakers crackled to life with a cheerful human voice. Hey there. This is Jake Morrison from New Frontier City Black Zone Municipal Authority. We noticed your ship hanging around our neighborhood. Everything okay out there? You folks need directions or maybe a place to dock for repairs? The entire bridge crew turned to stare at their commander. Zexhi felt her world tilt slightly off its axis. Respond, she managed to croak. This is Commander Zexhi of the Vorthon vessel Stellar Mercy. Did you say New Frontier City? Sure did. Population about 40,000 and growing every day. We're actually having our annual Radiation Storm Festival next week if you want to swing by. The Northern Aurora displays are absolutely spectacular when a Class 7 dark matter hurricane hits. Lieutenant Cross leaned over to whisper, Commander, they're talking about radiation storms like they're entertainment. The human voice continued, apparently having overheard. Oh, you bet. Nothing quite like surfing a gravity wave during a temporal flux event. My buddy Rick holds the record, rode one for 6 straight hours before it collapsed. Of course, he aged backwards about 3 weeks, but hey, that's the price of fun, right? Zexhi's head began to throb. Human. Morrison, was it? How long has your settlement existed in the Black Zone? New Frontier. Oh, we're coming up on our 15th anniversary next month. Though time gets a bit wonky in here, so it might have been last month or next year. Hard to tell. But we've got 12 major cities now, plus hundreds of smaller settlements scattered throughout the zone. Really makes for some interesting commutes. 12 cities, Zexhi repeated faintly. Yep. There's New Frontier, obviously. Then you've got Paradox Springs, great thermal baths fed by quantum hot springs. Then there's Temporal Junction, which is basically our transportation hub since all the timelines sort of converge there. Oh, and Gravity Fall. That's our extreme sports capital. Nothing like base jumping into a micro black hole. Ensign Plex frantically signaled to his commander. When she acknowledged him, he whispered, Commander, I'm detecting multiple large settlements. Massive infrastructure. They appear to have terraformed significant portions of the zone. Terraformed? Zexhi's voice rose an octave. How do you terraform in region of space where the laws of physics break down? Jake's laughter echoed through the bridge. Oh, that was the easy part. See, when reality gets a little flexible, you can pretty much convince matter to do whatever you want. We've got floating continents, inverted waterfalls that flow upward through dimensions, and Bob from engineering somehow built a beach that exists in 17 different time streams simultaneously. This is madness, Lieutenant Cross muttered. Madness? Jake sounded offended. Buddy, this is living. Where else in the galaxy can you experience genuine four-dimensional sunsets while your morning coffee spontaneously evolves into a sentient life form that gives you stock tips? Commander Zexhai rubbed her temples with her upper arms. Human Morrison, perhaps you could explain how your species is able to survive in conditions that would kill any other known life form in the galaxy? Survive? Ma'am, we don't just survive, we thrive. See, the thing about humans is that we've never really been that attached to reality working the way it's supposed to. We figured out a long time ago that the universe is basically one big sandbox, and if you approach it with the right attitude, equal parts scientific curiosity and complete disregard for common sense, you can make it do pretty much anything. That's not how physics works, Cross protested weakly. Sure it is. Physics is just suggestions anyway. Very strong suggestions, admittedly, but suggestions nonetheless. The black zone just gives us room to negotiate. Zexhai closed her eyes and tried to center herself. Let me understand this correctly. Your species has not only survived in the most dangerous region of known space, but you've built a thriving civilization there. For recreational purposes. Well, that and the real estate prices are amazing. Do you have any idea how much a 3-bedroom apartment costs in normal space these days? Here I got a mansion that exists in 7 dimensions for the price of a parking spot back on Earth. And the radiation? The gravitational shears, the temporal distortions? Oh, those? Great for the skin. My grandmother's been living here 12 years now, and she's actually getting younger. Of course, she's also technically her own granddaughter. Now thanks to a causal loop incident, but she's handling it pretty well. The bridge crew sat in stunned silence. Finally, Zexhai found her voice. Human Morrison, what would you say to other species who claim the black zone is impossible to survive? Jake's response came without hesitation. I'd say they're thinking too small. The universe is vast and weird and wonderful, and most folks spend their whole lives playing it safe in the shallow end. But humans? We saw the deep end and said, hold my beer. Commander Zexhai looked around at her crew, then back at the swirling maelstrom of the black zone where, apparently, humans were hosting radiation, storm festivals, and riding gravity waves. Human Morrison, she said slowly, would it be possible to arrange a diplomatic visit? Absolutely. Just follow the quantum lighthouse signals. You can't miss them. They're the ones broadcasting in colors that don't technically exist. Fair. Warning though, bring comfortable shoes. The ground here has a tendency to dance. As the Stellar Mercy adjusted course toward the impossible human cities thriving in the heart of chaos, Commander Zexhai made a mental note to update the Galactic Council's files on human behavior. Right after she figured out how to explain any of this to her superiors. In the distance, New Frontier City sparkled like a jewel against the cosmic storm, its lights defying every law of physics as its human inhabitants went about their daily lives of making the impossible look routine.